Hey everybody, it's BDL44. Thank you for clicking on my face. I would like to come to you and first say that I'm very concerned about Antonio Brown as a person, not so much as an athlete. He just was released from the Raiders upon request on Instagram. I've been following him on Instagram, so I've been kind of seeing the posts that he's been putting up, and he believes he's standing up for something. You know, in his mind and heart, he thinks what he's doing is just. I don't really know the full spectrum of what's going on behind the scenes, as most of us do not. But what I can say is what he's doing is harming himself. I've been in circumstances like that where I thought I was doing the right thing, but ultimately I was just silencing myself by the display that I put on. Your methods matter. You can have a good case for your fight. You may even be able to win your fight. But if your methods do more damage to your own army and your own intentions, then nobody's going to win the war you're in. So that's what I see in AB. I think he thinks he means well. I think what he's asking for, he believes he's entitled to. I think that all of that is misguided by something deeper. I'm willing to bet, and I've said this in the videos before, that what he has is something that is equated to some of the hits that he's taken. There was a bad hit that he took against the Bengals. Vontaze Burfict, I believe, is the name of the individual that hit him, got him good, and from what I've been reading and hearing, basically all the real crazy antics began there. Now, I do remember him doing some stuff that was a little questionable, recording his locker room, his coach in the locker room a few years back. I thought that was strange. Mike Tomlin was having some type of speech, I think it was, or some type of locker room raw session, and AB recorded it. That was a bizarre thing to me. I thought that his behavior was bizarre then, but this is obviously taking a different turn. And the whole thing with the helmet, look, comfort means a lot. Giving a all-time great player what he needs to be effective is something that the NFL should be willing to do. When you have the elite of the elite, you got to treat them as if they're the elite, and you know what their value is. So therefore, it should be incumbent upon you to assure that they are happy, based on how much value they have and how great they are and how much they can affect whatever. So the money should be right, the amenities should be right. If he wants to be spoiled, it just comes with the territory, as we know. But the helmet thing was because of the fact that the helmet had been banned, as we all know. So that was something that would harm him in theory if he were to continue to put it on. And judging by his behavior, it seems like it already has. I think a rational thinking individual would kind of try to find a medium there, saying, well, I can't use my old helmet, but maybe we can customize my new helmet so that it feels more like my old helmet. Those are rational things that a person can do, instead of the path and the methods that he's been taking to do this. The things that he's been doing is harming him. There are ways to get his points across, all of his points across, without the spectacle. And I think the aspect of it that makes it sick is the spectacle. The fact that he has to do it in such a flamboyant and crazy, acting out kind of way. It's not sane. And the media is jumping on top of this, saying his behavior is this and that, comparing him to T.O. What we should have been talking about in regards to T.O. was the same thing. Mental health issues. Instead of saying, he's just acting out, he's a jerk, all this nonsense, he's a clown. No, he is ill. That's a sick man's behavior. That man had been through some things that made him see himself a certain way, that made him act the way that he did. He needed help. And as we know, he ended up getting that help, and he has since gotten a lot better. AB needs help. Okay? He needs counseling. He may need medication. He may have something even deteriorating going on in his head based on CTE or some type of head injury. Those are things that this looks like to me. This looks like somebody who's not in control of his own behavior, who's confused about what it is that he's actually accomplishing, and ultimately about to be devastated by the consequences of his actions. And all the media seems to be saying is, he's a clown, he's a jerk, this is T.O. all over again. Yeah, except for we are a lot more privy to what it means to be sick and what it means to be mentally ill in 2019 than we were back in 2000, whatever the hell year that was. It was easy to say someone's lashing out, they're crazy, they're diva, this and that, and the third, because we didn't understand psychology in the way that we do now. Now that we understand psychology a little better as a whole, we need to stop acting like we don't. Just because it's fun to make fun of a wide receiver who's losing his mind. Because that's culture in this country. Wide receivers are divas. We've seen it so many times. Here's another one. Let's jump on the bandwagon and vilify this individual instead of looking at his case specifically, seeing what's wrong with him, and then proceeding to speak responsibly of it. I'm ashamed of the media. I'm ashamed of some of our fans, even people who are going out not looking at this situation as a mental health situation. Now, if something happens to AB, then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, we should have seen it coming." God forbid, completely knock on wood and everything positive, if they have to look and find out, post-mortem, if something were to happen to this man, that there was CTE in there, then everybody's going to be looking like, see, oh, okay, yeah, well, we get it now. No, I get it now. We don't have to go through all that. I already see the signs. This man is sick. And I'm more or less getting on this platform to more or less fight for the man in that regard. It's like, everybody's jumping on his back. It's like making fun of somebody who's not in control of their own faculties, more or less. That's how I'm looking at it. We don't put enough of an emphasis on mental health situations when they really matter, when they really apply. That's where this comes to play, where I'm saying this is what I'm talking about. We love applying mental health circumstances to people who do screwed up stuff in this country to try to justify the clan and the places that they come from as normal places and normal behavior. Oh, he's a crazy one of us. We're not all like that. Oh, he's a crazy one of us. That's an isolated incident there. But when AB's acting like that, he's a clown, he's a diva, he's a this, he's a that. He's not humbling himself. Humbling himself in the face of whom? Humility holds much more value when it's reciprocated. And the fight that AB appears to be trying to fight, though his methods are crazy to me and misguided completely, is the fact that he's not getting, as I said at the beginning of the video, what he feels he should be getting as an elite athlete in that league, as one of the top players of his position of all time. He doesn't feel like he's getting the respect that he deserves. And going about it the wrong way and trying to get it. So at this point in time, I just want to say, after all the 8 minutes of talking, that I wish AB well, that I'm praying for him, that I hope someone who's in his circle is able to think the thoughts that I'm conveying here and get him the help that he needs, or at least try to get him to see that help is needed. And hopefully he'll want it for himself. Because this is not a situation where it's time to stone this man and vilify him and dance around and say this is a clown situation. I see more folly surrounding this man's situation than I see actually coming from him, to be completely honest, and how people are reacting to this nonsense. It's disgraceful, to be completely honest. So, wake up, America. Identify the signs when someone's sick. Do a much better job of identifying the signs when people are sick. And don't turn this into a damn circus surrounding a person who really, genuinely needs support. That's all I gotta say. Long live AB, BDF.